Aboard the space station, a man witnesses an eerie sight. Three massive storm clouds gather high above the Earth, advancing toward the mainland in a triangular formation. Unaware of the impending disaster, three helicopters race straight into the eye of the storm. In an instant, every aircraft instrument panel freezes over. The fast-spinning propellers grind to a sudden halt, and cold-resistant fuel lines freeze solid. Stripped of all power, the three helicopters crash violently to the ground. The surviving pilot barely opens the cabin door, before being instantly frozen into an ice sculpture by the bone, chilling extreme cold. Meanwhile, New York is gripped by catastrophic weather. Torrential downpours rage non-stop for 3 days and 3 nights. Sewage systems overflow. Subway stations are completely submerged, and wolves escape from the flooded zoo. All traffic grinds to a halt, with hundreds of vehicles gridlocked on major roads. Forced to seek safety, Sam leads a group of survivors to take shelter in a public library. While fleeing, Sam's girlfriend Vivian suffers a deep leg cut. As she turns, desperate cries for help echo from behind. Sam rushes back to rescue a trapped stranger. By now, the floodwater rises to waist level across the city, and a monstrous tsunami forms on the distant ocean. Towering waves hundreds of meters tall engulf. The seawater floods the city, destroying everything in its path, and closing in at a terrifying speed. Sam grabs Vivian and sprints, bursting into the library moments before the deluge hits. The survivors scramble upward to higher floors, as floating cars and raging floodwaters crash into the building. Once they settle down, Sam calls his father Jack for answers. Jack warns that this is only the beginning of a global climate collapse. A deadly deep freeze is fast approaching, and no one must venture outside. Building fires for warmth indoors is their only chance of survival. The call cuts short as rising water submerges Sam. Vivian screams his name in panic, until he bursts back above the surface at the last second, narrowly escaping drowning. As the group debates their next move, an abandoned cruise ship drifts down the flooded street and becomes wedged between buildings. Snowflakes begin to fall from the sky, blanketing the city in white. Seeing others evacuating, the library's security guard urges everyone to flee outdoors. Sam steps forward to stop them, warning that anyone who leaves will freeze to death in the incoming Arctic cold. Just as his father predicted, most dismiss his warning as reckless youth, and only a small group chooses to stay behind. The truth proves far crueler. The fleeing refugees perish quickly, several freezing to death in their sleep only a short distance away. Inside the library, the remaining survivors gather books for fuel, light a fire in the centuries-old fireplace, and ration their limited food to endure the freezing conditions. High-ranking officials finally acknowledge the scale of the crisis and task Jack with analyzing the global climate data. His calculations confirm that the northern hemisphere will plunge into a new ice age within 48 hours, with brutal blizzards lasting 7 to 10 days straight. Jack urges an immediate mass evacuation to southern regions, then prepares to journey north alone to rescue his son. Refusing to let him risk the journey solo, 2 teammates volunteer to accompany him. Blizzards rage relentlessly across the north, burying roads and vehicles beneath thick snow. The 3 men are soon trapped and forced to abandon their vehicle, continuing on foot. Blinding snow obscures their vision, leading them unknowingly onto the glass rooftop of an abandoned mall. The fragile glass cannot bear their weight and shatters without warning. The last team member plummets downward. Jack quickly anchors himself with an ice axe to stop being pulled over the edge.